It's Trixie. Once again, welcome to the Underground. I'm full of fire today. I'm going to go out on my bike. Hopefully there's not going to be trees falling down. We had one heck of a storm. It's been the worst month of my life. It ended good. I got my hair cut. I met a nice woman at work yesterday. I think we're going to be friends. I kind of zinged a little bit. She's pretty cool. You know how you get along with someone and you just, I don't know. I should have been working, but I just kept talking to her. So I told her, if you were gay, I'm coming after you. Got to find her a guy though. Just a little animal news. A goose wife was tapping on a door at a wildlife clinic demanding to see her hubby because he was in surgery. This is, of course, in Massachusetts. We're nuts over here. Her husband was attacked by another animal of some sort. He had a broken foot, so she's staring into the glass like demanding to be let in. How she found him, I do not know. It's amazing. But I guess she was like hovering over his bedside until he got better, and then they left together. So, I see geese all the time when I'm on my bike, and I think it's the wife. Always like, wah, when I'm trying to drive by. I'm not going to hit her kid. She's got these little tiny kids with her. And I think it's not the husband who's doing it because they don't usually care. But it's like they scare the heck out of me with their screaming. So what I want to talk about today is how many showers should you take in a week? I take 2 showers a day, especially when I have bug spray all over me and the gnats flying around my face when I'm on my bike. But some people don't really like to take showers, especially this kid I trained at work. I'm telling my manager, why'd you hire a kid who smells bad? He had body odor. It's hard to be around someone that smells, like doesn't brush their teeth or doesn't take a shower or doesn't use deodorant. That's it. Because in this day and age, there's no reason for it. There's no reason to smell bad. I like people that smell good. I guess showering too much can irritate your skin. I'm not telling anything new. Showering too little can make you smell. No friends. That's what Harvard Medical School says. Skin has a coating of healthy bacteria. Keeps your immune system working. And frequent baths and showers may reduce your ability of your immune system to work properly. I don't care because if I come out of the woods and I got bug spray on me and maybe ticks on me, I'm taking a shower. I think they said that the best spots to work on are your groin, your feet, and your armpits. Yeah, that goes without saying, no? Not too hot, not too cold. I'm not sure who would take a cold shower. John, maybe you. And they say don't use dry soaps. I kind of still use soap. I know that's crazy. I don't use moisturizer till I get out of the shower. But yeah, don't take long showers, okay? I'm in there for 10 minutes and I'm out. Stupid criminals in Georgia. It's just funny when I watch these on patrol live. This kid, I don't know how he really got in there, but I think he was trying to climb through the roof. That's how I think he got in there. He's climbing through the roof, fell through it, and then when he's trying to climb back up, he forgot the money and his shoes. So he climbs back down, and then he climbs back up, and he's caught on the wire. So then he falls through it again. So he had to kick his way out. I think maybe you might want to try to find maybe something better to do with your life than, I guess this store gets hit all the time. Maybe try some better security or get a dog or something. A Florida restaurant, a Japanese restaurant, the customers were alleging that they tested positive for meth. Yeah, not a pleasant evening out for dinner. The whole family. Can you imagine going out to eat and you're on meth? I've never done meth. I don't know, except for having bad teeth. I don't understand what happens when you're on meth. A mom and dad, an 18-year-old, and a 12-year-old, and a 6-year-old. A 6-year-old. I guess the mother was having a conversation with her 6-year-old for till 4:30 in the morning. And the kid was up till 7 in the morning, chewing his lip and cleaning his room. You know something's wrong when your son, who's 7, is cleaning his room. I never really cleaned my room. Thanks, Ma, for cleaning my room till I was 90. The dad spent 6 hours watching TV, which is actually business as usual for men. And he was in a shed, hot, sweaty, chest pounding, heart palpitations, seeing shadows. Sounds a lot like detached retinas. They went to a pharmacy and got tested and tested positive for meth. That is like the scariest. That is like one of my freakiest fears is someone injecting, because that was in a movie once with Denzel Washington. Ricochet, he was a DA and he put John Lithgow away. John Lithgow breaks out, hires a hooker and injects him with cocaine and heroin. Ooh, that is the worst. They tested leftovers at a hospital, came back presumptive positive for meth. They tested the soy sauce that was in it too. So I guess there was like a guy with a chef's outfit on in the kitchen. I'm thinking that was a plant from another restaurant, maybe down the street. He said he was a new hire. The manager says, no, we did not hire anybody. So there were witnesses to this. I'd say look into that guy. But that's disgusting how people would just come in there and make a family, do that to one family. I know he probably didn't know he was doing it too, but that is just really evil, terrible. It's not funny to do that stuff. Don't give drugs to like a teenager. Time for water. I'm talking too much. Stephen A. Smith on ESPN. His host or his co-host, whatever, the guy that was on his show, Mad Dog, they call him, was ripping him for not being live on the air and just like kind of remote. Sometimes you're remote, you know. Some people think that I'm doing this show in a garage. I just love people that like they wonder where I am. I'm never gonna tell you. I'm in a bunker somewhere. But anyway, he's going on and on that Stephen A. Smith is not in the studio, and I guess this guy's from Connecticut. Okay, so he's like, nobody cares about GH because Stephen A. Smith is on General Hospital, which I think is so cool. He's like, nobody watches it. I'm sorry, I watch it, and people still watch it. Obviously, it's been on the air since 1960. Thanks, Ma. That was like big when I was growing up with soap operas. You remember Luke and Laura? That was the big thing. So he's like, multiple time Emmy Award winners. He's trying to fight back. Big time soap opera, he says. That The Young and the Restless are the top two soap operas. GH and they're still on. It's unbelievable. Been that way for decades, he says. You don't know what you're talking about. I love guys fighting over soap operas. I get stopped everywhere in the country because of Brick. That's the character he plays. The Brick, the surveillance expert. He works for Sonny Corinthos. And I love Stephen A. I love Stephen A. Smith because he hates the Cowboys. Of course, I like the Skins, you know. I don't know if they're going to be called the Commanders after they got sold. I think they're talking about calling them the Red Tails. The conservative right wing is upset about the Barbie movie. Give me a break. Find something else. Why can't they find something real to be mad about? I don't get it. Ted Cruz, you're trying to appeal to the Chinese communists? Yeah, sew his lips shut, will you please? Ben Shapiro, he's like, it's pitting men and women against each other. Well, I do have a couple of my lesbian friends that love the movie, and the woman I met yesterday loved the movie. So men and women have been basically at it. I mean, since I can remember, since Billie Jean King kicked Bobby Riggs' ass. I love that. I told her that when I met her. I loved you because you kicked a guy's ass. I don't understand why men are afraid of Barbie. I mean, I don't want to see the movie because I'm not really a big fan of Barbie. I didn't play with Barbie when I was growing up. I know that was big. It's still big now. But I like, Dad, get me Big Jim Carry-All case. Big Jim Carry-All case? Okay, signs of trouble early on with me. But yeah, I never could relate to blonde hair, blue eyes, and like perfect. I'm not perfect. I want flawed. I'm flawed. Matt Gaetz went to the premiere. He showed up wearing pink, which I think is cool. I think he was trying to get a girlfriend. He likes those teenagers. Judicial Watch is going after the Biden's dog. Oh, I can't stand these people. Leave the German Shepherd alone. They like reported that he had 10 biting incidents. They want the dog euthanized? What are you going to do? Give me a break. Mitch McConnell, did you see him freeze in front of the camera? He suffered some kind of like stroke or something. He just stood there. And they're like, Mitch, you want to say something else? They tried to act nonchalant. It was a big deal. He just stopped talking and he stared into space. And then they ushered him off to his office. He came back, I'm fine. But between him and Dianne Feinstein, not knowing when to talk or when to stop talking and just say yay. Just say yay. Come on, you guys. You got to know when to stop. You know, it's when you start zoning out and you're no good to us. You're already no good to us. Ron DeSantis, I found an old quote in 2018 that I heard on The View. He says, I'm not going to be getting into these bathroom wars. That must have been like the transvestite, transsexual thing going on when they were using the wrong bathroom or whatever. Who cares? I never cared about that stuff. I don't think it's a good use of our time. I want the LGBTQ, am I missing any letters? Community to be able to live their life. Whether you're gay, whether you're religious, you should be welcome in Florida. He clearly no longer thinks that way or he's faking it. That's the thing when people change like that. Who's the real Ron DeSantis? It doesn't matter. You're still 100 points behind. He's going to be indicted again. 3-time. Oh, and they're saying that like most of the GOP that were polled said, I don't care if he's convicted. He should still be president. So A little Taylor Swift news. Her fans caused an earthquake from dancing. There's like 100,000 people. And Travis Kelce took it personal when she wouldn't meet him backstage. I guess he made her a bracelet. He was all offended by it. I guess she preserves her voice because she's singing like 50 songs, you know. I'm thinking, you know what, when I get out of work, because that's all I do is talk, I don't want to talk too much. I kind of just zone out with my cat laying on top of me. I kind of just like to be peaceful, you know, because I'm all the time going. It kind of gets to you after a while. I mean, I love to talk, clearly. But some Raquel news, Vanderpump Rules. She's out of the mental health facility, as you know. I guess I didn't know, I didn't think about that. She had a dog with James Kennedy. Not a kid, a dog. Graham. And I guess it was with her mother and father. And the dog kind of didn't adjust well to the new home. He kind of bit the hell out of the mother. She suffered nerve damage, and they trained the dog, and I guess the dog went after the trainers, so they put it in a shelter. I don't know, man. People just don't. Do you put your kids in a shelter? Don't do it. Lisa Vanderpump got wind of it. Lisa Vanderpump to the rescue. She says he can stay on my property and live out his entire life. So I guess now he's with James, which I think is kind of cool, because at least he's doing better. He's with a familiar like his daddy. And James renamed him Hippie in honor of his godfather, the late George Michael. Yes, the singer George Michael. That was James Kennedy's godfather, which I think is kind of cool. A volunteer for the balloon glow and laser show in Guilford, Connecticut fell out of a hot air balloon. Can you believe it? I went into a hot air balloon in Disney Springs, and I was on the floor of it. And this guy's like, of course my friend doesn't even care. He's just looking out the other way. Doesn't care if I fly out. The guy's like, are you okay? Are you okay? And I'm like, no. I think because I was trying to film it. And I've done this before when I was in like a little airplane in Provincetown. And I was trying to film it, and I was like, I was getting dizzy. It was disgusting. But I have like severe like vertigo if I'm high up, or like I just want to jump off. You know, it's kind of like crazy. Massachusetts, you know how I love my state, is home to the best school systems in America, according to Wallet Hub. Out of 50 states, they did this. Total score of 73.02. That's a C- in my book. Bay State, or I call it the gay state, ranked first in math and reading. That's not me. Second in median ACT scores, and 12th in dropout rate. Now, the two other states in the Northeast ranked in the top 10 of the best school systems. You figure it's not going to be Mississippi or Alabama. Connecticut was number 2 with a score of 65.60, which is a D. That's what I learned. And New Hampshire ranked 6 with a score of 60.13. One more thing before I go. TikTok, a private ire. All these people. I'm not on TikTok. I don't really want to keep going on all these social media things. I got things to do. I got bikes to ride. He found in some footage that Jason Aldean's video was not in the United States. I don't know how they know this, but it came from a festival in Germany. One is from a 2010 protest in Canada, and one was from a protest in Ukraine. I know we got stuff going on here, but couldn't you get some stock footage from the United States? We got a lot of stuff going on. I'm sure you could find some riots, like maybe January 6th. But he didn't pick that stuff. You notice he picked like looting, and it's funny where you stand, like conservative liberal, on what you think. Like I would have picked some mass shootings. Think about that. So, just one more thing. I want to keep going. Bankrate survey showed Generation X, they call us the sandwich generation. I guess because we're lumped in taking care of our parents and our kids. 60% say money has a negative impact on mental health. Yeah, no kidding. A lack of money has an impact, a negative. They are behind on retirement savings. I started late. I'm such a spender. Money throwing out the window. That's me. Half of them are like not where they should be. That's me. I have emergency savings, but if like I lose my job, you never know what's going to happen with these things. 22% have zero. That's pretty sad. I mean, I think we're stronger though. We can bounce back. We went through the dot-com bubble burst, the Great Recession in 2008. I worked through that. I did not get through COVID. I lost my job in COVID. But 3 times in 25 years, we're tough. We're a tough generation. We're the only generation to recover the wealth we lost in 2008. Yeah, I'm doing pretty good right now, but you don't know what tomorrow brings. You never know. But I'm feeling pretty good. I'm happy I got my hair cut. I met a nice woman I can be friends with. I zinged a little bit. Zing, zing, zing. You guys, I know you're not seeing my email because I got John's wife fixing it because you can't see it. I am not in a garage, just to let you know. Trixie@gmail.com. Keep up with your comments. I love you guys. See you next week.